Again? I thought that was from 2018.
No, it's...
The barges are in North Carolina? What
No.
are you talking about?
Are you talking about the river?
Yeah, they're down there at the dam there.
Again?
Yes. This happened 2 days ago, and one of them's sinking that's full of ethanol, whatever the...
Cool.
Yeah, that'll be great for our water supply.
I mean, they said there was no...
I thought the story said that it was 2018. Like, they were showing the pictures.
No, this was
2018?
21 hours ago.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was a new... I didn't have the audio on for the news. I was listening to a record, and all I saw was the video said 2018 and the coal barge crashing.
It just... And then 2 cars randomly just drove into the Ohio River and sank.
That's my
Where?
biggest fucking nightmare.
Just watch...
No, where did they drive in? Like, where do you go that you can drive into the fucking Ohio?
A lot of places. Wherever you can see the water.
But you have to try. The water isn't like...
Oh, yeah. I mean, they fucked up bad, yeah.
Okay, we're going to start the show now. Here it goes. It's going to be really funny if this music's not working.
I can't hear anything.
I thought we weren't talking.
I didn't know that was a serious thing.
I think it's working.
Is it going to cut to us when it's done?
Yeah. Ain't that fancy.
Hey.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to whatever this is called, 24-Hour Purple People version 2.0. How's everybody doing?
Shallow?
2 deeps and a shallow, if you say so. How you guys doing? Good to have you back here on the program today. We are just super excited to talk soccer and all things Louisville. We weren't too excited walking out of Lynn Family Stadium.
Yeah, if you want to tamp that excitement, just think about Saturday.
I'm pretty excited. I'm drinking some Gravely beer, a little debaser, so I feel pretty excited right now.
Is he getting paid for this?
Nope.
You're getting under table money?
Not.
Matt, we never told you about the sponsorships we got.
Gravely.
Some of us walked out of there disappointed. Some of us walked away from TVs disappointed, walked away from watch parties disappointed. Not the typical showing, especially, I mean, like home openers were kind of like back and forth, but just seemed to be a little flat-footed at times. And
at times.
Most of the time.
45 minutes at a time.
I mean, look, we started, we had 16 players ready to go. We had 2 empty spots on the
board,
the starting lineup.
Figured we didn't need them, right?
Yeah. Oh, wow, we need them. And then we had some guys starting that have never started, never played for the team at all. We had a guy that was more concerned about his senior prom. I mean, there was a lot going on.
He wasn't more concerned about it. Let's not talk about it.
Let's
that
blame
way.
him specifically, Colin.
No, let's not blame Colin.
We know you watch the show.
Yeah,
he does not watch the show, but he did an excellent job for his
How
debut.
do you know?
I mean,
how do you know he doesn't watch the show?
I'm just assuming he doesn't watch the show.
Yeah, you're
but,
probably right.
But I mean,
we got highlights.
Look, so wait, the first thing I noticed. Wait, pause it, John, real quick.
Well, that's good because they can't see it yet.
Oh, well, good.
It's in preview mode.
Oh, well, you should probably so they can see that the other team is playing a whole team of keepers, right? That was my first thought. Was everyone's wearing a keeper
A
kit
whole
on
team
there?
of keepers.
Yeah, look, they're wearing our keeper kit as their jerseys, right? They're all wearing keeper kits. I was like, oh my gosh, a team full of keepers, right?
I think we have the same.
That's our keeper kit, isn't it?
I think the template is the same. I think that they're just in different colors.
Yeah. No, we had blue keeper kits like the year before. I have one in my closet.
But they have the stripes.
Yeah.
Right? It's the same template that we're using, just in a different color.
So a team full of keepers. How can you tell who gets a handball and who can handle the ball in their team? Is everybody able to handle the ball if they're all keepers?
I mean, they look like they're handling it right now.
Yeah, they definitely were handling it.
Good crowd.
It was a really good crowd, and I really appreciate the fans in the Estopanol, and they really lent us their voices, I felt like. And
Yeah, record crowd for a home game.
Yeah, well, some great soccer they got to see.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was telling Katie.
Shas.
I was like, man.
That was a Shas.
Yeah.
It wasn't a shot or a pass. It was kind of in between. I think that he intended for that to be a pass and just got lucky that it went in.
Morton didn't make a move on it, so I just got to assume he couldn't see it.
He couldn't see it.
Yeah, you'll see on the highlights I got from the GoPro, the capo cam, if you will. You'll see a good shot of that. Because, yeah, he was kind of blinded
They definitely went after that 51 on that side.
Colosimi, yes.
Yeah,
This is his first game for us in purple. Not the kind of game you want to start out with, but yeah, it is what it is. Right? He had a bad game, but
he had a tough game, right? Like it's not the first time starting. Plus, he's not like right. Is he Sean's normal pairing for being a center back? Like
I don't know.
So probably the communication's not super great. Plus, we've switched keepers, right? This is the third game we've had, and we've had Morton in the first game, Ali the second, and now Morton's back again. So I mean, there's a little bit of a communication breakdown there.
Yeah, you got to get a good.
Oof.
All the way down. Man, I didn't realize that transpired that quickly.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Didn't that come from the? Didn't the keeper get the assist on that one? Their keeper got the assist.
You're not going to see it in the highlights, but especially in attack, I mean, some of the body language on the players was some stuff I've never seen before. I mean, Dia had his hands on his head multiple times. Just a clear, like you said, communication breakdown in a lot of areas of the field, not just defensively. And they looked frustrated out there. They're also kicking into 27-mile-an-hour winds, right? It was like hitting a wall. And no one ever adjusted to keep it on the deck.
Yeah.
I was screaming at my TV, keep it on the ground. But...
And see, we assumed that water was going to be the issue, or rain, and the wind turned out to be a real issue for us.
Oh, man, my face was like wind burnt. Yep.
Yeah.
There's the third. Yeah.
But we were playing a different... Like at that point, Kwasami was already out of the match, right?
Yeah.
Like, that goal was scored. He's already on the bench, and we were playing... Was that Manny he got past? Like, he just got to the right side.
No, I think it might have been Oscar Minutes.
No, that's Manny.
Oh, it is. You're right.
I just rewatched the match like a couple hours ago because I want to make sure I knew what had happened.
Yeah, I mean, tough first match for Kwanzaa, but I'm sure he'll be back.
I'm treating this game as a fluke, right? An anomaly until I see.
You know, fluke is one of the most common fish in the sea.
I know,
So
it's easy for you to say, but
not really.
If I'll backtrack this if we fucking lay an egg against Sacramento, but I don't think that the way they played on Saturday is indicative of the talent level of this team.
Well, and
I think it was a debacle all around.
I also like post. That was a good shot. That was millimeters away from going in.
Yeah, we had a lot of bad luck too. I mean, it wasn't
bad bounces.
The soccer gods did not want us
to
win.
There was one Niall. There's one with Niall where the ball drops and Niall thinks he's gonna get it, and I think Tullison went after it. Like it was to me, it was communication breakdown totally, like all over the pitch. Like just wasn't the right communication, and
I know Manny tried to pass off the line at one point, just kind of dribbled it out of bounds, which is very uncharacteristic of him.
Yeah.
Just a lot of bad all around.
But I don't think it's... I agree with you, man. I don't think it's indicative of the team. I do think that maybe it exposes a little bit of, our number 1 player at position A and our number 3 player at position A are pretty... there's a pretty big gap.
Yeah.
So I think we need to work on that and get those guys some more time. I think we have a lot of inexperienced players on the team. And I also think we're still working on gelling together with all the new players.
Right.
So we need to get everybody playing together and on the same page.
Yeah, if we have this game week 14, that signifies something completely different than what happened in week 3. You know,
and that's why I keep trying to temper myself and be like, it's only the third match.
Yeah.
We're still in good positions. It's not a big deal yet. Let's see how we do out west.
I'm also okay with losing to El Paso and instead of a rival of ours. Like, I don't want to get blanked 3-0 against Detroit City or fucking Indy or Tampa, right? But El Paso.
So here's the first goal you're talking about.
The Shafts.
Him not seeing it.
Well, and when you look at them when they come in here.
Is Shast the soccer equivalent of Shart? Is that what you're essentially saying?
It's shot and pass together. So it's Shart. It's basically a Shart. But look how he's got a guy in front of him.
Yeah, and
he's got both players. He's got the number 9 for El Paso and Kwasami in front of him. So he's like, there's no way he can see this ball.
Yeah, he made a really late move on it.
Yeah.
So he's there, and then
shit! Look at this telestration.
This guy's gonna come in. See the guy behind him there? He's gonna come in too, and they're gonna be right there. They're right in front of. So he couldn't see that ball. That's why he reacts so late. It's because he couldn't see it. Like there's. Is this the second goal?
This is the second one right here.
Just gets. I mean,
Kwasami
just gets beat. Yeah.
Yeah. And he had better position on him, right? Like,
Yep.
Watsme gave him the inside to the ball. Like, he's
And
got to try and force that guy to the outside.
He gave him the inside and he took it.
Yep.
I hope that Kwasami takes this all in stride, right?
Yeah.
This might end up being the worst game of his career, right? He could have a stellar career with us in purple.
He's only going to get better from here, right?
Yeah, exactly. He's still young.
Stay positive. Stuff happens.
And I know that he was beaten in a couple of these plays, but we didn't lose because of him, right? It was a team effort. It was a team effort loss.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, if you look at the stats, right? Like, we only, what do we put 2 on target? Right?
All match?
Yeah. I think we put shots on target. We put 2.
That's not good, is
and
it?
El Paso had 6.
Right.
Now, they only shot the ball 8 times, and 6 were on target. So, I mean, I think we need to get better at putting shots on target and trying to at least press their keeper, right?
Yeah, and we also held the ball most of the time too.
Yeah.
And we had a pretty good advantage in terms of possession. So we were able to sit there on it. We just couldn't create anything when we had it. You know?
And we outshot them by 4 shots, right? We shot 12 times, but only 2 on target. So
they were beating the shit out of Cam. I mean, they were roughing him up all game.
You know what I like about Cam?
At one point, the ref, I believe, at least according to commentators, said, "Knock it off." Another one's a yellow.
You foul him again.
Yeah.
Whoever fouls him, he said, is getting a yellow.
Yeah.
Is what the announcer said. But you know what I like about Cam is he can score goals, but he's also really good at, like, he can draw a foul, which is a really good skill to have. There were a couple times where he definitely drew the foul and got us a free kick in a dangerous area. Now, we didn't do anything with it, but he's at least setting us up to have those opportunities.
He draws defenders. He draws men. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like stick figures?
Right on the pitch. He's out there with the paper and everything. He draws.
He's
really good at it.
I think the games this bad need a name. Okay, so I came up with a couple.
Oh gosh.
For you guys, so because everybody still shudders when they hear Beach Night, right? Like it.
I thought this Beach Night 2 point. I almost made that joke. I was like, "Who's wearing?" I looked for a Hawaiian shirt in the crowd. I was like, "Who's wearing a Hawaiian shirt?"
I was thinking the opening day Oy vey.
Oh, I like that.
Okay. El Aso choke at home shit.
I really like that. That's a good one for me.
You try rhyming every syllable of locomotive. It is not easy. And I've got the West Texas Tres Cero massacre. So any one of those, if you want to hashtag any of those, take those.
I like the Azago one. Let's go with that.
I thought of that last night before bed.
Large hashtag.
Yeah. See, we had the communication breakdown thing. I was going with the song. Like, what song would describe the match, right? Led Zeppelin. Communication breakdown.
I think Milkshake by Khalees. Just because I heard it in the car earlier.
Oh, so it has nothing to actually do with the game.
Yeah, just the first thing
I was waiting for you to have like an in-depth description of why this game.
Colin Elder though made his debut and went to prom. Do you guys have any prom night stories?
I don't know.
Do I have any prom night stories?
Yeah. Did you guys have anything cool in prom?
I got naked in a minivan.
Nice.
With like 12 of my friends.
Nice. Were they all naked as well?
Nope, just me.
Okay. All right. I don't know if that's better or worse.
It was probably fairly awkward for everyone except for me.
I went to a hotel party after my prom, and I smoked a bowl with a guy who had just enlisted, and then he described like how eager and excited he was to kill somebody. So that kind of really harshed the buzz, but otherwise, prom night was pretty fun.
Yeah, prom night was really fun.
John, do they have prom night where you come from?
Yes, where I come from. Yes, we have schools. And
the one little school.
It's
one
amazing.
Little schoolhouse.
The one-room schoolhouse. Everybody gets to go to prom, though, right? The whole school gets to go to prom.
Yeah,
the
whole school gets to go to prom. Yeah, I mean I didn't do anything fun. I mean, I went with a friend. She was one of my best friends, and we just went to prom. Hung out at some party or something, and
got some Applebee's.
Nice. Well, yeah.
You didn't go to like a fancy. There's no fancy restaurant where we had to go to like a fancy restaurant. We had to make a reservation and all this other jazz.
I don't think I went anywhere. I definitely didn't get a limo or anything.
I bought a new pair of Airwalks to wear.
Nice.
Yeah.
I wore Chucks to prom. And it was prom king.
I got married in Chucks.
You were prom king?
Yeah, it was prom king.
Nice. I was prom king?
I was homecoming king too. Yeah.
I was not even close to that.
I could be lying, but I'm not. Because nobody who can check that.
Verify this fact.
Yeah, try verifying that.
LouCity, when you do look at the stats, it's kind of like, man.
I mean, if you had read me the stats, I would have been like, except for 2 on goal, all the other stats, I would have been like, man, we dominated this game.
Right? We must have done pretty good, right?
We must have won.
How much did we win by?
And if you look at the XG too, right? Like the XG was 144 for City and 0.92 for El Paso. So
That just goes to show you can't put too much stock in XG, right?
yep. It's just surprising though. Like I felt like we didn't for as bad as the scoreline was, we didn't play that bad, right?
Right.
Like, we just couldn't get open shots on target.
Yeah, we had fun. I mean, we had fundamental mistakes in areas of the field where we can't have mistakes.
So do you think if Ownby's on the pitch, that changes that result?
Yeah, 100%.
I think it does too. I think that Ownby absolutely gives us that extra oomph. And like he draws defenders as well, and I think him with Cam on the pitch and with Mushagaloose on the other side, like I feel like it makes it difficult for defenders to pick where we're attacking.
Yeah, that's a 3-pronged attack.
And
yeah.
it moves them around and it creates that space so we get those better shots. Although after last week's goal the week 4 from Ownby, where he made the ball
Just wills it
disappear
in, yeah.
and materialize in the net, like I mean, that guy's like a magician or something, right?
Right.
Like,
We expect miracles out of this man.
no. And we forgot.
Bald Jesus, that's what we call him.
We forgot to start out with congratulating PDP, right? He got honored.
Yeah, 200 caps for...
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. That was a pretty cool little ceremony there at the beginning.
It was great. They gave him a kit and everything. And
Yep.
I mean, he's already got a bunch of kids.
Let's
Right? He's
say,
a soccer
oh,
player,
thanks a lot.
Yeah,
Thanks for another kit.
Yeah. I really wanted this.
This one's an honorary one, though. It says 200 games on the back.
Oh, a kid I can't wear. Awesome. Thanks.
He's going to
guys.
frame it and put it somewhere in his house. Right?
All right.
You would assume, right?
That's what I would do.
Maybe.
Well, maybe they gave him something else, too. They just couldn't give him on the pitch.
No rest for the weary. We are heading back to Cali, as we're heading to Sacramento, a team that just came off a 1-0 win against San Diego, a newly coached San Diego this season. I kind of looking at Sacramento. I was kind of reading a little bit about them. They are a team that you do not want to go to their place and have them score first. Seems like when that happens, it's bad news. So, we'll see. It's an interesting game to rebound. It's really going to show the grittiness of this squad. It's going to be.
Sacramento's only given up 1 goal in
Yeah.
all 3 of their games, which
Yep.
is tied for best in the league. So it's going to be like gritty, scrappy football out there, I believe.
I think so too. It's going to be very interesting to see. Very interesting to see how Louisville City responds. We were kind of talking about some things about our match, and one thing I said is like we're so not
This
used.
fucking guy.
We're so not used to.
That was a really good shot, though. He got in, and he just couldn't finish that. Like, he's there. Like, whew. That should have been a goal.
Yeah.
Like, anybody else, that should have been a finish. Like,
But like
that'd be clinical.
at our matches, we're so not used to being down and losing 3-0. I mean, you look back, it's been quite a while since that's happened. So it'll be interesting to see. This is a very early season test with a squad that, yes, we did have a record retention, but we do have a lot of new key components to this squad. So I'm very interested to see how they rebound. I think this is going to be a early test. It's very early in the year, and that's why I think, Matt, you said, you kind of look at this, you look at this game with El Paso, and you kind of, throw it out the window and move on. But this one coming up has a little bit more juice. Sacramento, obviously, is a team that we know very well. Seems like we find ways to play them. They went all the way to the championship in the Open Cup last season. So
Yep.
a very good squad.
Great keeper.
What do you see out of Sacramento? Any thoughts with them, or any thoughts on this match?
So I have one thought. I do like the fact that they have the patch on the jersey for the 988 National Suicide Phone number.
Cool. Very cool.
So I think that's an awesome thing for teams to do, and maybe almost every team should adapt that. I think that's an awesome patch to wear on your sleeve, and something that I could definitely stand behind. The National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is 988. So I think that's really awesome. They put that on their kit shirts. Just a shout out about that. I think it's going to be a tough game. I think we're going to have to play way better than we did on Saturday.
Danny Vitiello right there. You can see him on
Yeah.
screen if you're watching on YouTube. That guy's a beast. He's clutch.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's come up with quite a few saves that have saved them.
I mean, he keeps them in matches.
Yeah.
We're just going to have to figure out a way to break them down. I think if we get Ownby back and maybe some other pieces, especially on defense, I mean, camp should be over for Josh, right? So he should be back. So hopefully we'll have, our back line.
We've got our first choice center back, which is not something we were working with last match.
Last couple, really, right? Josh has only played 45 minutes.
Yep.
So, and I would guess that him and Toch are right now our first top two choices.
Did we
right?
wonder what happened with Jordan Scarlett? Is he?
I looked for that. I couldn't find anything on why he was not at the match. I looked around. I couldn't find anything. I wondered the same thing because
I thought he played well.
Yeah.
In 45 last match. So
didn't he play 90 in the first match?
Yeah.
He was there the first match too.
He seemed to me, at least early on, to be our kind of go-to when Josh is in the field. So
that's my assumption was the same, is that when Josh wasn't going to be around, Scarlett was going to be the replacement. But I mean, we're definitely going to have to take it to them, right? Like, and try to put the ball in the net early and definitely keep them from scoring, because once they score, they're very good at closing the door.
Is this a game where you take a point on the road?
Absolutely.
I
mean, it's the top team, right, in the West right now.
I know. It's week 4 or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
The table, you don't look at it yet, but they're still the top. They haven't lost a game yet.
So
they played very well. They beat El Paso in their opening match of the season, and they're a team that also, like, if you look at the stat line from this match, for example, I mean, they let teams have possession, which is kind of scary because LouCity had a lot of possession. They dominated the possession against El Paso. So, I mean, who's to say that that's not going to play into possibly their
play it right into my hands.
Yeah,
that's what they look for, right? Like they score and then they sit back and they defend, right?
They park the bus.
Yeah, they absorb.
For lack of a better term.
But they did. They outshot San Diego, right? 12-8 as well, and they had 4 shots on target where San Diego had 6.
But they're not attacking juggernauts, so they're not putting up. They haven't put up a lot of goals this year so far.
Yeah.
So
what is it? They've put up 3, right? In 3 matches. So they score 1. They're able to win with 1 goal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
it speaks to their keeper and it speaks to their defense, obviously.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how it goes out. It's tough to go right back to California after being out in California. Right. I mean, that's just crazy travel early going, but
we're getting it out of the way early though. That's good.
That's
true.
For
down the stretch.
That's true. Yeah.
We got fresh legs right now. Well, we have some fresh legs.
I was gonna say
some fresh legs.
Yeah, some
fresher than mine.
Fresh legs.
Yes.
I mean, that could be said about almost any legs, though, right? Like,
damn,
harsh.
America, check out these legs. How do these look? These look okay.
I like it.
Well, you got to run on them though, like to see how they really work.
Oh,
That's
I'm
what
not doing
America
that shit.
wants to see.
I ain't never ran from nothing but the police.
Yeah, I mean it.
They don't even have a single top scorer, right? Like Russell Cicerone scored, Fernandez and Gurr has. So they have 3 different scorers. And they don't even have a single scorer.
That's crazy that they don't have that many scorers in the 4th game.
But like we've got more scorers than they do. But they don't have somebody who's their leading scorer, who's their threat man, right? Who you'd want to
they don't
shut
have.
down.
They don't have a double-digit guy out there yet.
They don't have all the weapons. They don't have a Matiti.
They don't.
It would be nice to have a little Wilson Harris in the starting 11.
Do we know a prognosis on Wilson, on young Wilson? Do we?
I don't think they keep that stuff tight to the vest, right? They don't want everybody to know what's going on with that.
Which is, I'm not going to say it's weird. I know that it's sort of a, I guess soccer's different from a lot of other like major sports, but like.
Most sports are like that, though. They try to keep what's really going on with injuries.
You don't want it to be something that like plays to the other team.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like in football, like you don't want everyone to know your right guard's knee is hurt. So they, attack that part of him, right? Like you don't want everyone to know what the injuries are when their timetables are either.
Speed stick. Always like that deodorant. Right guard, I didn't like that much though.
Are we sponsored by Speed Stick too?
We've got all sorts of new sponsors.
We've got like Fortune
I was really lost. I was like,
shit.
Speed Stick? Who's Speed Stick?
Speaking of sponsors, you might have seen.
PG.
It's not a sponsor of ours, but you might have seen it earlier. I had one of the new racing energy boost drinks, which was an absolute delight. You can find those at Heine Brothers, and the team just announced today they're going to have 2 racing players at Heine Brothers. I'm not sure exactly which location.
Huh? Chenoweth? Right?
Yep, that's right. And then 2 at the stadium.
Right. That'll be on Friday, and this comes
Friday
out,
night.
what, Saturday?
Yeah.
Does this come out Saturday?
What comes out Saturday?
The podcast,
show, the thing that we're doing right now.
This show
No,
out.
I'm putting it out tomorrow morning because fuck what y'all say.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Well, can we do it Friday morning so that way I have time to edit it because I would like a little time.
There's a noise gate built in. We went over this.
It's pretty
All
much it's in the can right now. We're doing it in the
I mean,
can.
what's done is done.
It's done. It's already done.
I tell you what, let's put this one out July the 3rd.
I agree. I like that. Gives me plenty of time to edit it. So I love that.
If people still like this show on July 3rd, then they really like us.
Yeah,
they
that's
really
true.
do.
This is a test to see if they like us.
This is a test
So we'll
of your
see you on
affection.
July 3rd.
This is like a retention.
Don't fail.
Happy 4th, everybody.
Johnny, give me this. Give me this camera. Give me this camera.
There's a very good retention here.
Don't
But
fail the test.
do not. Oh, I'm
They're
sorry. there you go.
Don't fail the test.
There
All
you
right. Very important.
Yeah. So
They're gonna fail the test. Yes.
the drink was a delight and pretty cool. Another promotion that Racing announced was this. You get to go to the. I guess up to
training?
the stadium, to the training room, and actually see how like a training session goes with like the whole 9 yards with you know graphs and video and all that kind of stuff.
Did you get
To break
registered
down video?
to join that? I couldn't figure out how.
I did not
how to do
because
it?
all the emails go to Katie, and so I have absolutely no.
No control.
There's no telling. We're probably Amway salesmen. And I don't even know it or something.
Oh, you're Amway salesman? I need some cleaning products.
I thought you were a Lululemon guy, but Amway makes a lot of
No
sense.
offense to any Amway pyramid scheme.
Lululemon?
folks.
Isn't that like
A pyramid scheme, yes.
But that is my very long and chopped
good-
up transition
good commercial?
into the opening match for racing that we had last
Yeah.
Sunday evening at
Yeah,
7
yeah.
p.m. from Houston. Houston featuring some new multicolor seats. I like to call those the empty seat hiders. A lot of stadiums, I think every stadium, we've got
John, I gotta
Atlanta
say,
as
have-
well.
have
I'm not done.
Oh, sorry.
So this game with Houston. No, go ahead.
I have a beef about the seats. Like, there should be butts in those seats. Like, there should be as many people that can get to these games at these games. These are like the best players.
Don't tell me, tell Houston.
They're the best players in the world. Like, people should be. I guess I'm gonna go over this again when we get back to the first home game. But
So, well, let me just cut you off. In NWSL had their, thank you, they had their largest attendance ever for opening matches, league average.
Hell yeah.
Okay, they had 30,000 plus in San Diego. They had 15,000 in Portland. That match at Houston, and you know there wasn't that many wide shots. The fans were all on the sides, and then Houston has like this thing. It kind of goes up, and there was a ton of fans. They had 5,800 at that match.
there should be no empty seats. Is what I'm trying to say, though.
I
There's
think Houston is
They
on
have empty seats for their MLS team. Though, so.
Yeah. I think Houston's on like the surface of the sun too, right?
Already?
It's very hot that day. I know they talked about the seats.
They talked about the heat a lot.
Yeah, a lot. I think they're mesh now because like people were complaining that the plastic seats were like giving them
Oh,
burns
wow.
and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
So they had to modify.
So
the
it's like the
seats.
estoppel in there.
Yeah,
all the time?
basically. If we had
Yeah, I
like
seats,
that.
that's why we don't have seats.
Yeah, they got like this new mesh type thing, multicolor, whatever.
Did they have like safe standing with seats in it too? Did we notice that the one
Yes.
the
Houston,
one
They have
behind
the
the
flip.
goal?
They have the flip down.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So they had safe standing with seats.
Yep.
But my complaint still is that should be a full stadium because these are the best players in the world. Like, this isn't just like a random pickup game. These are the best
Yeah.
athletes in the world.
I mean, the only
playing
thing I would
soccer.
say to that is like Houston just I don't know if it's because of the heat, but like their MLS team always is not a very good. They just don't have very good attendance down there, which doesn't make sense. But you know me, I love attendance.
No one loves attendance, but I think that there should be people in these matches.
Attendance talk.
Yeah.
So why don't we talk about the actual match?
I thought it was really good. I
Yes.
enjoyed the match. I thought we looked really good. Like, as far as the first match goes, I thought it was well played. I thought we look a lot better this year. I felt like it played better as a team. The play was more exciting to watch. I thought Pickett was doing a real good job crossing the ball. I think she's going to be a real threat when everybody starts hooking up.
Great service. Yep.
Yeah, her service is awesome. I feel like, I always feel like this, right? Because I'm kind of a homer. Like, I feel like we have the best team. Like, we're going to go far.
We've said a bunch of dumb shit on this show that didn't come to fruition and made us look bad if you look at it in retrospect. But we were all in on racing this year, right? We said this is going to be a better team. And at some point in the first half, I just got that feeling, and I was like, yes,
We were right.
We were right.
I mean, you're down Jalen Howe, and you're
Yeah.
still playing to this level
Yeah.
with Houston.
Borges played really well in the midfield
Mhm.
Yeah.
in Hal's absence. We kind of kept a lid on Ebony Salmon as best we could. Ryan,
She was hitting some scorchers that
Yeah,
just
yeah.
missed a couple
Ryan
times.
Garris for Houston was also kind of throwing a hammer down on us too.
Yeah.
But they fought it out, man.
And it was good to see like Paige Monahan when she came in. I think Coach Kim did the substitutions well. I felt like the team was
Yeah,
really
it had a lot of energy.
Yeah, it did. I think it did them at the right time. I think that, you know, for what it was, starting the year on a draw away, you know, we've got to say that's a positive.
And in soccer, right, an away point is a good result,
Yeah, absolutely.
right? Like,
Absolutely.
it's nice to get all 3, but if you can get a point on the road, that is a good start. That was a good shot.
Katie Lund had an amazing game yet
Yep.
again.
Yeah.
Yep, you're about to see the double save here coming. Unbelievable. Double save coming up.
What does she have? 7 saves, I think, right?
Yep, her first clean sheet of the year. And I mean, I think last year we had a
First of
total
many, baby.
of 9 clean sheets for the entire season.
Yep.
So good to get one right off the bat. And Houston's not a bad team. I mean, I think we saw they have a lot of quality talent there.
Yeah.
Of course, we know about Ebony, who was all over the pitch. I think she came out in about the 75th minute or so.
I'm going to make a prediction right now. I think Connie's going to be our high scorer this year. She's got a nose for goal, right? Like, that's exactly what you want.
Yeah, and that
A
was
striker,
a good
dude.
shot.
She just knows where to put it, and she was a little off, but she's the only member of the team. I think maybe 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
She's gonna be our high scorer this year. I'm really excited to see what she brings.
I don't know. Watching them play, I was very excited. Like,
It was. It got me
Here's a double
pumped.
save right here.
Yeah. I'm just gonna be happy that Katie doesn't have to carry all the weight, right? If we can put a few goals in and make it easier on.
Oh, Katie, my
Katie.
Katie.
When we traded Fox, I was pretty shocked. And in retrospect, I guess I should have been. But Ursula and Pickett are already paying dividends for us. I think they're already working out.
Pickett's corner taking was like, it was a thing of
It was
beauty.
fantastic.
All of her crosses were good though. Like
Yeah.
even when she crosses from different
at
places
this.
on the pitch, like
Ooh.
she's really good on the ball. And I think our back line wasn't as solid last year, and I think that they definitely have made that a
They made that the focus.
solid
Right?
area on the pitch for us. So they definitely did make it the focus. I felt like.
You see that little? Did you see that right there? I don't know if anybody caught that when you were watching it live. I caught it live, but look at this handshake.
Well, that was one of the most.
I think he held it a little. He held it a little long, right? Am I wrong there?
What?
Are we watching this again and again on the
Yeah,
camera?
we are.
Like,
This is what.
is it like a
this
weird
is what
double
the people-
handshake too, right?
Yeah,
like he's got 2 handshakes.
dude,
going?
there's nothing worse than the weak ass handshake, man.
Oh, I don't like a
Sorry.
weak handshake. So overall, right, we're all like,
Stick the knuckles,
yeah,
right?
fist bump, yeah.
COVID's still around, y'all.
Overall, though, we're like happy with the result, right? Like, I mean, this
absolutely.
is good result,
A win on the road, or not a win, a point on the road in the heat.
positive start.
I'm gonna throw
With a
little,
bunch of new pieces, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw a little curveball at you guys. I mean, you'll be able to talk about it.
Great
because
soccer
it's-
reference, by the way.
Yeah. I'm gonna bend it like Beckham.
Nice, there you go.
So
Dangerous.
VAR made its NWSL debut
Mhm.
this weekend. So I don't know if you noticed, there was a couple of times where there was call for handballs more so than usual. I love the call, by the way, for handballs. It's like arm.
Look, I have an arm.
Yeah.
This one.
But one thing I noticed, and correct me if I'm wrong, but VAR can determine goals.
Mm-hmm.
It can determine going past the plane of the goal.
Yes,
Sir.
Okay, so but they check that regardless. So the play will continue because that second of the double save with Katie, I was like, oh wow, that looked like it might have crossed.
I would assume that they're going to hold off on that offside flag until they kind of see how the play develops a little bit. I think that's how kind of VAR works out for the most part. So,
And this is how it works in Europe, right?
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
supposed to hold off on raising the flag, but they're also going to check like cards, right? Like if there's a red card offense
Yeah.
and mistaken.
there's
identity.
4 things in total they can check.
It's a mistaken identity, red card.
Mistaken
and-
identity?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one on the list.
In case I run out there in
And he fouls
in a
somebody.
Savannah DeMello kit and I just like forearm somebody.
I'm pretty sure they're still going to give Jamela the card if you're wearing her kit, though. So I don't know that I would recommend that. Like, maybe wear a kit for one of the other team's players and get them the red card.
Fine, but I look so good in Houndstooth.
You do look good in Houndstooth, so.
Yeah.
It is, there's 4 things, right? It's like
Yeah.
goal line, I think it's offside, red card,
Yep.
and mistaken identity. So.
And it remains to be seen. I mean, the VAR system hasn't been sort of fully tested yet. So it kind of remains to be seen, like, in the wheelhouse of those 4. Like, what little things they can check. You know, how those rules get interpreted.
I'm still like sometimes off. I'm sorry, I move around a lot. I'm still off on VAR sometimes. Like it's hot and cold to me, right? Because sometimes they don't always make the right call. Like there have been issues where VAR has gotten the call wrong, and it's not my favorite thing. I don't hate it, but
I understand the argument that it sort of robs the game of some of that
human.
Yeah, some of the humanity of it, and
I mean, isn't that the reason the ref's on the field, right? He's a person. He's like, and he has to follow the play.
He's one ref, right?
And there's the side
judges, right? But
so you have 2 side judges and 1 center ref, and you have the 4th official on the sideline. But I agree. I mean, I guess it's helpful in times like of goals and things like that. But I feel like we're getting too much into like the minutia when you're trying to go through who deserves a card and does it deserve to be red. Like, I feel like that's gonna take too much time.
I want to get the calls right first and foremost, and if we can figure out a better system to do it than VAR, I mean, let's implement that. But I think this is going to get the calls right, and there's absolutely going to be a point in this season where we go, thank God for VAR. It's going to happen at some point, maybe next game.
It's going to get the important calls right, like it's going to get goals and things like and handball in the box, things like that are
important offsides that prevent a goal from being scored. You know, for the other team, or possibly could cost us a goal.
Yeah, we've been watching USL for 10 years. I mean, how many times have we?
Too many.
Yeah.
Yes.
Way
too many.
And I know it's a very expensive thing.
6 cameras you need for every game.
Yeah. And they're all like 3.1 megapixels at least. So I mean, these are like high tech.
Oh, there's no way they're getting those.
They gotta spin the film to develop.
Yeah. I think the guy at USL, he had a
guy over there
camcorder. No, he didn't have one of those. He had like the camcorder. I think he brought it from like the porn shoot. There was like some kind of porn company on the van. He came in with and he had a box of Betamax tapes. He was putting it in. He had to change tapes.
Oh yeah, you told me about the Betamax.
He
yelled, "Nobody do anything till I change this tape."
Yeah.
But they didn't listen.
They kept playing, and they got poor guys trying to cram the tape in there. Oh, it was a mess.
We have a couple of big things this weekend. WrestleMania 39 from SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, California.
Are they sponsoring us too?
What's a WrestleMania?
The number one event, however, is RacingMania, the 3rd season of racing kicks off home version this Saturday. Another fun 3 p.m. start time against the Washington Spirit, a team that is not too far removed from being in the NWSL Championship season before last, right?
Yeah.
And last year was a little
rebuilding.
So, of course, which is the 2nd game of the year, but anything. Let's just say this: we can't really say how Washington's necessarily going to come out and play, but. What do we want to see out of racing? What do we want to improve on from that first game? We said that we were pretty happy with the draw, but what would we like to see, other than Jalen Howe out there, what would we like to see from racing and how we take on this team?
I want to see them finish. I think that the finish is there. They just have to put the ball in the net. Mm-hmm. I think that it's a multiple goal game. I think that we can easily score 2-3 on this team. And as long as we can contain Trinity Rodman, I think we'll be in good shape. I mean, they have other threats. I don't want to discount the rest of their team, but I think Trinity Rodman is their main threat.
Rodman's the one who can sort of take it on herself and kind of turn the game on a dime, right?
Yep.
The goal she had last week against OL Reign, she just dribbles all the way through midfield. Thing of beauty, and just knocks one in from 20 yards. She can absolutely change a game on a dime. So we got to worry about that. She's going to test our back line. But I want to see a win first and foremost.
Yep,
but if we see a point, if we see a draw, I want it to be multiple goals. I want to see 3 or 4 go down.
I agree.
I would accept that. I'd be cool with that.
I think that we can score. I mean, I don't think this team is going to have any issue scoring. Once we start putting them in the net, I think it's going to come easy for them, and they're just going to keep scoring goals. I feel like we have the firepower, and especially when we were attacking in Houston, I think we're able to continue that attack and just get it a little bit sharper.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be in really good shape, and I do want to see. I'm with Matt. I want to see 3 or 4 goals.
Yeah, I want to see us hang a couple on this team.
I want them to run out of smoke in the Capo stand.
This early in the season, a game like that can really put you forward with a lot of momentum.
Yeah,
that can really help out. And that's pretty much. I mean, the rest of the league better watch out once this team gets confident in itself, because we're gonna go on a run.
Yeah, I agree. I think that we're gonna be. I think we're going to be difficult to contain once we get out the pieces together.
Yep.
Now, granted, I felt the same way last year. I felt like we had a really good team, but I feel like this team's even better if that's a possibility. Like, I feel like we're just, like, we keep building on what we have and making it better. Like, it's kind of like what we did with LouCity, right? Like, LouCity started out, we had a good team that 2015 season, but we just kept making the team better over the years, and I really enjoyed the fact that they put all that effort into it to trying to build a better team. And I think Racing is doing the same thing on their side, where they figured out the pieces they need to try to improve the team each season.
I'm really excited to see how the fan base, and I guess Louisville at large, sort of reacts to us, to Racing, getting a few wins under their belt and getting some momentum, right? I want to see, we saw 10,000 at Lynn for City. I want to see that many or more every game for Racing. You know?
I want every Racing game to be a sellout.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you. I think that the stadium should be full. There's no excuse. If you have nothing going on, I mean, there's no Kentucky teams are playing in the tournament, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing keeping you. It's 3 o'clock start. Come out to the game.
Seems like beautiful conditions. I'm
It's
gonna
either-
wear a
supposed
jean
to be-
jacket. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, the weather's supposed to be nice. Get out there. Like, everyone should be at that game. Like, you don't have anything else to do. Be there.
Yeah.
And pack that stadium. These are world-class players. They deserve our adoration, and they deserve
John.
everyone to be there.
I'm a season ticket holder.
Buy 2.
I do.
Buy 3.
Some new things. So,
Wait, and also, before you get into that, John, I want a Frosty.
I want a Frosty.
I really want a Frosty.
So
And so,
Frosty.
will we get 2 Frosties if Racing and LouCity win? Like, how does it work? Do we get only 1 Frosty?
That's a
or
great
2?
question. That's a great question.
You're gonna have to ask the kind people at Wendy's that question. I don't know. You got to show them your phone. You got to show them like
Well, so
you got to retweet something and show it to them or something.
Do I have
don't know.
do I have to drive in one time and get my first free Frosty and then come back?
I'll tell you what.
Just tie your hair up in a bun and then.
Yeah.
If I don't get 2, I'm getting my sidewalk chalk out. That's all I'm saying.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so one of the big changes, right, is Lance McGarvey no longer the Racing's public address announcer. It's going to be a gentleman by the name of, wait for it, his last name is Rivers. Jordan Rivers. He's from Calvert City, Kentucky, right down by where I was born. A Louisville resident, born and raised in Calvert City. He's been here for 16 years. He is on 106.9 The Mix in the afternoons.
You have a good radio voice, John.
But I applied and it was turned down. But he is really excited. Seems like a really cool guy. So we're excited to hear. We were going to miss Lance, of course, but it was just too much. Lance does a lot of University of Louisville stuff, and he's all over the place. So it's a little bit too much for him. So that's,
I'm going to miss Lance. I love Lance's voice.
Oh, I love Lance. We all love Lance.
I think it's cool that we get like a different kind of atmosphere for Racing.
I
right?
agree.
This goes further to like separate these two clubs, which they have their own separate identities, and that's cool.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yep. That's a new change, but I guess the biggest news of the day, drum roll, yes. Biggest news of the day, Ryan Dell is now officially the general manager of, let's see if I can bring up a picture here of Ryan. Ryan
right there.
announced today, but people aren't seeing that.
Oh, are they looking at our dumbasses?
Okay, I'm the one that's producing the show. Let's see. So there he is. There's Ryan. 30-year-old Ryan. He's been around the NWSL or women's
US
soccer.
women's team.
Yes, for quite a while. So the 6-month search is finally over. He will serve as a team liaison, as it says there, with the front office, people, the fans, the whole 9 yards. His duties include oversight of performance, player recruitment, and compliance, as well as support and insight for players and staff while continuously implementing best practices across professional soccer. So I think overall, from what I could tell, now look, I don't know this guy from anybody else, okay? But it seemed like, for the most part, everybody was pretty positive about this. He seems like somebody that definitely knows the women's side of the beautiful game, and I'm excited that this search is over with, and maybe we can continue to build in a positive way that we kind of hinted about last week. Maybe we can continue that trend with Ryan here.
I like that the players were involved in the decision, even from the first interview. I think when the women's team was in New Zealand recently was when the sort of the big battery of interviews was taking place, and he jumped on Skype with some of the players who he has worked with previously. We've got Jess McDonald, Jalen Howe, DeMello.
Yeah.
They've all worked with the women's national team.
Pickett, I think, is working with
Pickett,
him too.
yes.
Like, there's been all different players, which is really nice that like he's worked. I mean, for everything when you read about this guy, he definitely ticks all the boxes, right? Like,
Yep.
this is the guy you'd want to be there. I really hope that that he gets the power he needs to make all the changes that need to be made to keep the club moving forward.
Yeah.
I don't know that I have 100% faith in the top of our front office to let him do that.
Fair.
But I really feel like if he does get the power he needs, he can really run with this job, and I think he can do a great job with it. He definitely is someone that has all the qualifications. He has a pedigree. I think I read somewhere that he likes Scotch and bourbon. So I mean,
So he's a drunk, so he's going to be terrible at this job.
he's gonna
Is that what
fit
you're saying?
in right in Louisville. He likes bourbon. Come on, you have to love bourbon to live here, right? I thought it was that was a law. Like when we moved here, they
It's
were
just
like,
in your blood. Yeah, you just have to.
you have to.
This video that's muted is they're all saying we really like Ryan.
Yeah, I mean,
Ryan's pretty cool, I guess.
he seems pretty cool, and he, like I said, I mean, he definitely ticks all the boxes. He's been involved with many of the players that are already here.
Mhm.
He also wants to build a culture, which is really important, right? Because that's what we really need is a rebuild in the culture within the team, right?
Right. Yeah.
And he has experience with the U.S. women's team, so he's experienced with the game. So I feel like he definitely is who we need. My issue is that the people at the top may not give him the power he needs to implement all the changes. That's my concern.
I think part of me wanted a female GM, just because the makeup of there was a great thread on Twitter today from Evan, who went through and laid out all of sort of the front office positions and all of the technical staff, and there's a fraction of the number of women in power. So part of me does want to see that as well. Not part of me. I mean, I want to see that.
Yeah.
But I mean, Ryan, he comes highly lauded, right? Like I said, he ticks all the boxes. He seemed like the right guy, the right candidate.
And maybe, I mean, they've gone through, right? This has been a pretty extensive interview process.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they went through quite a few people before they finally found Ryan.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that they did a good job trying to exhaust all the possible candidates before making this huge decision. Because this basically...
This is the first GM in team history.
Yeah, and it's going to shape the team going forward.
Yeah.
Like, this is a really important position because according to everything I've read in every report, he's reporting directly to the owner, so he shouldn't have any involvement with JOC. So he should be completely out of the picture. He should just be reporting to owners. So he has a real opportunity to right this ship and make everything right going forward.
Right.
So, and as long as that remains the case, I think that this is a big opportunity, and he will be able to do big things for us. So.
Yeah, I think so too, and I think it's just another another step in the process of getting things where we know they need to be, moving on from some past major mistakes. And
This was league mandated too, right? This was like the sort of the bare minimum that they had.
Yes,
to do,
they had to do this.
Laid out.
Yeah.
They had to do this, but from what they said anyway, that they were already looking into it when that was happening. I mean, it's 2 years too late, but you know what? We're on a good foot now. You know, we're stepping in the right direction.
Yep. And you got a nice little kit there to. Lucky guy. They must have gone to Dick's. They're not available at the team store.
Give me a fucking kid.
Yeah.
They have them at Dick's Sporting Goods.
Yeah, but I gotta pay for it.
I mean, you don't have to pay for it technically, but
Yeah, you're right.
24-hour purple people. Wow, I am not talking well tonight. 24-hour purple people does not support the crime of stealing.
We don't really have a name of the episode, so it's fine that you butchered it.
I was gonna butcher.
That's
the
name of the episode now.
I slept 2 hours last night. Okay, I'm working on borrowed
name
time.
of the show, I should say.
The name of the show.
Nobody,
is Two Deeps in a Shallow.
Nobody-
Oh, yeah, I had some thoughts. What are some threes? Attacking, 3 in the back.
3 in the back is a good one.
Front 3.
Front 3.
Yep.
Hat trick. The hat trick.
The hat trick.
The
yeah.
hat trick.
Hat
I
trick?
think that was one of mine.
Ooh, the mat trick.
The
mat
mat-
and the tricks.
I don't want to be a trick. I'm no trick.
That's not what I saw written on the bathroom
I don't like
wall.
that one.
In John's bathroom too. I don't know why he wrote it on there.
I wrote it in there. Wait,
Oh,
sorry. Got a little excited.
Ryan, we're looking forward to meeting you and getting you.
Oh, he's buying his beers
shaped
too.
to-
Yeah,
yeah, he's buying the whole stadium beers. We heard.
Not the whole stadium. I
The
think
first
100.
100, which is have they paid him yet? Like,
Yeah.
come on.
But which gate
100?
do you have to go in to get that?
It's a
How
real-
early do we have to be there to get the?
Right.
Can I take 50 at a time? How does that work?
All things
Is there a limit?
considered, Ryan and
Ryan.
Welcome,
what,
Ryan.
what did I say the other guy's name was? Mr. Rivers, I believe
Rivers.
it was. Yes.
Rivers Cuomo.
Yes, he will be at the match being the new.
Does he look like Buddy Holly?
Oh, neither Buddy Holly nor Mary Tyler Moore.
No?
I think he's just a normal-looking dude.
I don't care what he says
Bummer,
about us anyway.
bummer.
I don't care about
Hey, look
that.
at that. Yeah, that's a.
Yeah,
This
so
looks like a guy. Yep.
yeah, Jordan
Looks like a
Rivers.
dude.
Jordan Rivers,
Jordan Rivers, he will be there
not Philip Rivers.
along with Ryan this Saturday. We hope to see you there, or we hope to see you somehow behind your television watching racing. Support this team.
Oh,
Support
is this like
these.
some Big Brother shit?
As Glenn said, shut up. As Glenn said, amazing players. They deserve our support. Let's pack that stadium. You know, this is really, in all seriousness, after everything from last season, the off season, and everything else, what better game to get that place rocking and packed with supporters? Show that we support those players because, you know, they were on the side of it that we obviously cannot comprehend as much as we try to and try to get all the information we can. They were on the side of it, and they've said it multiple times. I think we talked about it last week's show. They want the support. They want to see the fans at the stadium. They want to see that place packed and rocking and supporting city or supporting racing. So, you know, I'm really, really excited about this match coming up. Another 3 o'clock start time. Looks like it's going to be a pretty nice day, a little windy as well.
Again?
But,
Oh, God.
yeah, basically the
Oh,
exact
God.
same
So racing, keep the ball low.
Keep
Yeah.
it on the deck.
Keep it
exact
on
same forecast as last Saturday, believe it or not. But it's going to be awesome. I'm really excited. We're really pumped up about this team in RacingMania III, which is their third season.
Oh, that's why you
Existence.
said it. Oh, I didn't.
Oh,
I just thought you were thinking about Ricky Steamboat.
Bigger, better, and better.
Who isn't thinking about me? Isn't
I
it
know,
Dick
right?
Blood?
Dick Blood.
And-
Richard Blood.
and- it's very exciting. A very exciting week. Happy opening day for Major League Baseball tomorrow. The Cubs take on the Brewers. 2:20 start time.
Stick
Not
ball.
on WGN because WGN does not exist in that form or fashion. But
Wait, it doesn't?
no,
Huh?
WGN quit carrying Cubs about 10 years ago, roughly.
No shit.
So yeah, they're on
Shows
the,
how much watch baseball.
they're on the Marquee Sports Network. So baseball's going to completely like streaming.
Is there still missing?
Do you think
Streaming.
anything exciting is going to happen, or is it just going to be
Streaming.
baseball?
Well, so a bunch of new rules this year in baseball. We have,
Oh yeah, that's exciting.
We have the bases went from 12 inches to 18 inches in diameter. We have a pitch clock, a batter's clock. So they have 15 seconds with no runners on base, 20 seconds with runners
Hang on, I
on
want to take a
base.
nap.
So it's supposed to speed up the game. On average, in spring training, there has been an average of 30 minutes less per game. Also, there is, and games can end on so like they had a game, bases loaded, bottom of the ninth, and the game ended because the pitcher took too long.
What if they took the baseball, right? And hear me out.
God invented it. Shut up.
And they made it bigger
Uh-huh.
with maybe a bunch of panels, right? Sort of like a leather ball, I think maybe. I don't know what they'd make it. They make it bigger and sort of softer, so you could kick it with your foot.
I would love that game.
Yeah, right.
We should
Kickball.
invent that game.
Yeah.
I like
And
that.
instead of like using bats,
John, I'm just giving you a hard time. I love baseball. It's
I know.
great. I just, yeah.
Shut up. No, you don't. It's fine. I don't care.
I do love
I
baseball.
I love that you took up a huge portion of our show with it. It's pretty tight.
It was like 2 minutes.
That's a large portion of our show.
This
It's
is-
only an
yeah.
hour long.
My
This is-
attention span
Hey,
is.
the ratio of John compared to you talking this episode has been like 90-10.
You're welcome.
By you, I mean both of you guys.
You've been talking a lot.
Okay.
You're
I have
good
nothing
talking.
to say, so it's actually, I prefer this. I'd rather you guys talk. So, happy opening day. Go to Wrigley Field if you've never been. It's an amazing place.
It is actually an amazing place. I will second that. I
Yeah.
have been
Fuck
there
that. Go to
a couple
Lynn.
times.
Go to Lynn Family.
We'll go to
Stadium.
Lynn.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
before
that's the most
that,
important thing is
head
go
to
to
Lynn
Lynn.
Family
Yeah.
Stadium. Any closing thoughts before we wrap things up, gentlemen? It's been fun. It's been a fun episode.
I mean, we already said go to the stadium, but definitely get out. Get to a match. Like, if you haven't been to a match, get to a match. I mean, at me if you haven't been to a match. I'll find a way to get you in. I mean, I know how to get
Sneak
tickets.
it.
I'm not going to sneak you in
Sneak-
under a coat or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously,
Ooh,
like,
Muppet
go
Man.
out to see a match.
See
These are
some grass.
The best
Touch
players
grass.
in the
Touch
world.
grass.
Like, these are some of the best players in the world that are going to play in Louisville that you can go see. This is the only top division team in the city of Louisville.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to get out and support it. Get out, be there, enjoy the games, enjoy the nice weather. The pitch, by the way, I forgot to say that earlier. The pitch looked beautiful.
Yeah.
I had that
For
in my
that
notes
very
actually. Yeah, they
Aaron
did.
did
The
a
pitch looked really good.
fantastic. Aaron
Yeah.
and his crew did a fantastic job.
Those guys were definitely man of the match for the first match. The
Because who else were you gonna pick?
I mean,
Matt, what about you, sir? Any closing thoughts?
No, absolutely nothing. I got it. I'm tapped out. Yeah.
Perfect.
good
Well,
luck, Ryan, too.
Yeah. Good luck,
Yeah,
Ryan.
absolutely. We wish
Do
him
a
the
great-
best. I think he'll do a great
Oh,
job.
I missed Dynamite for this, so you guys better like this episode.
Yeah,
That's
no
it.
spoilers either.
No spoilers.
Yeah. Well, we thank you guys for all the support and watching the episode tonight. We will be back at some point. We're going to do these episodes when we can, release them when we can, and all that. No real set schedule right now. Just trying to get as much content as we can when it's convenient for all of us to meet, because we're all busy, just like you're busy. So we thank you for watching the show. Don't forget we have the audio version of this.
It's called a podcast.
It's called a podcast, and you can find it on Spotify and a lot of other places.
Where you get your podcasts.
Where you get your podcasts, and then of course the YouTube channel. Follow us on all the social medias that we do not keep up with, and we will see you next time whenever that time comes. We love you guys. Thanks for watching.
Treat each other with love and respect.
Do that and punch Glenn in the face.
Please don't punch me in the face.
He didn't get punched in the face.
I didn't get punched in the face for his
That's
match,
true.
so
That's
nobody
true.
must be listening. Or this face is just too pretty. To
I'll
punch.
pop you in the mouth on Saturday. Don't worry.
Aww.
Little rabbit punch. Bam.
Bye bye.